welcome back to the Basket Case podcast. Rated 5 stars on Spotify and possibly on Apple Podcasts by I don't know some random person. I don't know. Let's just do that for now on. Let's just like no matter if the episode is shit, just put 5 stars. Let's try to be the most top rated podcast. Like fuck it, let's do it. All right. This is Rowlet and
I'm VivixTales.
it is just us today. We don't know where Cat is at.
I think she
Uh,
passed out after work. That's my honest
Probably dead.
honest guess.
You know what? You know what? Fuck her. Anyways, so if she were to fucking hear this, then oh god. All
She'll
right.
pop in
Anyway,
probably.
she'll probably cry. Anyways, uh, w- this podcast for episode 3, I think, or
Yep.
is it 4?
No, it's three.
All right, for episode 3. What mainly we were talking about is we were talking about this before, but it was mainly creative juices, and it was uh Trace and our ideas and ambitions for the next following like for what we're doing. Since me, right now I'm studying to be a teacher, history teacher, but I also do enjoy like streaming and this podcast. I've been wanting to do this podcast for about 2-3 years now. So it's nice to finally be able to at least do something.
Right.
But on your end, actually, you have a lot a lot more deeper. I fucking double entendre, motherfucker. Me, god damn it. But go ahead and explain it since I can't really talk for shit.
I mean, to follow how you said, like I finally got accepted to become a human services major
Mm,
after leaving web and software design.
yeah.
I work almost full time with the
Hmm.
title of part time, and I also stream and try to make YouTube videos in my free time.
And we were talking about actually about you and YouTube because you've have a really nasty history about making a channel and then deserting it. Which I mean, in retrospect, that's what most YouTubers do. Let's be honest. Like that's what most YouTubers do. They make a
Okay,
channel, it doesn't do well, so they just give up and try again.
so I've had four channels.
Yeah.
There was Critical Hit that I deleted. That
Hmm.
was actually my longest running channel,
Wasn't it like 3 years?
3 4 years.
Yeah.
I deleted it because I ended up like my ex and I were making videos together on it, and
Hmm.
I wanted nothing to do with that channel anymore, so I deleted it. We had friends with some benefits.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was weird.
Yeah, no videos were posted. I think it actually still exists if you looked it up.
Yeah, and wasn't that with your ex too?
That was with my ex and Jasmine.
Yeah,
And then there is Vivix Tales, which is
which is your current one, but well, current quotation marks.
yeah, I that's my most recent channel kinda. I still
Hmm.
post when I have the ambition to,
Hmm.
and I literally just made another account called Dear Backlog Today I Played.
Which is going to be your main channel now that we talked about it. So, like, I was saying that that should be more of a series, but then again, I mean, that's all you're going to be posting, and it's going to be because if this is your first episode that you're coming in, Trace, he is notorious for having a lot of video games. And when I say a lot, it's almost to the borderline of My Strange Addictions level of hoarder.
To put it in
Uh,
perspective, I
you need a new bookshelf.
that I got my Shantae and the Seven Sirens Collector's Edition just last Thursday. Uh, that Saturday I picked up the Mario 35 Game and Watch. That Sunday I picked up Puyo Puyo Tetris, and today I just bought uh, Persona 5 The Royal
Which is a good game,
and Jump Force Deluxe Edition.
which is a shit game. But
Eh,
how much money did you spend? Actually, let's talk about that. How much
today
money
or
did
over
you
the
spend? Yeah,
weekend?
on all those games.
Well, to be fair, I did sell like 4 or 5 games to pick up Shantae, so I won't count
Like,
that.
okay, yeah,
So 50, I spent 50 today. So like 120.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ,
But hey, it gives me more
more space.
content for the channel.
Yeah, even since you have a lot of games, and now that you have a channel to actually put that effort in, and uh, since eh, like I was saying before, but now that it's going to be on here, not again, not to bash you or put you down, but like I said, like since we're pretty much good friends, and we both understand like both of our not boundaries, but our what really
Limits.
pisses off us, yeah, our limits. That's a better way to say it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it that you are very lazy, and you put yourself down a lot. And with your past relationships, that really fucking put you down on the ground.
Agreed.
And yeah, so it's a good thing that you have this as a distraction for you, and it's good for your mental health, since that is another thing that really brought you down and took down your motivation to really continue this.
Sure, yeah. I'll give you
Yeah, so
that.
it's a good thing. So it's a good thing that you have like this another output to put that put your energy in, and to at least distract your mind.
Like to give it to put some more context into it. So on the
Mhm,
VivixTales channel, in my Sony Vegas software right now, I think there are 2 or 3 videos that I wanted to like streams that I wanted to cut down and upload,
mhm.
and I never did because I just can't bring myself to at this point. So hope
And so yeah, hopefully you can put out more content with that. And so plus with your with streaming, since streaming everything is live, so it's a live reaction with
right.
uh with the audience. So you have that as another way to make content, and so it's easier. It's honestly easier than faking a reaction or hoping that the game will give you the reaction you want. So you can do that and just cut out pieces to make more content. So it's better like that.
Agreed. Well,
And so you have more to do that on your on the VivixTales channel and your other channel where you're going to mainly talk about your games. It's great. It's great. You have two different ways to input your creative juices into your channels, and it's great.
I think it was just way too hard to put like one specific series on the main channel
Hmm.
just because like me as a person, I jump around from topic to topic a lot.
Hmm.
So I went from like comedy to talking about mental health to more comedy to like fucking Pokemon.
Hmm.
That's
But when he says fucking Pokemon, he doesn't mean like oh Pokemon. No, he genuinely meant about having sex with Pokemon, and that is a legit video he made.
so I mean, and like the content I didn't want to make that were like supposed to be one-off jokes
Hmm.
are some of my most popular ones.
I
Like
still remember your most popular video was the one where you made your 3DS waterproof and you put it in a Tupperware container and you chucked it into a tub full of water.
to be fair, I wasn't that depressed when I was 14. I am
It made
now
me depressed seeing that.
I am almost 20 and yeah, 6 years can really change you as a person.
Oh, 6 years. 6 years didn't change me to the best. Oh God, depression sucks. Let me just say that depression sucks. Our mental health is probably not the best. Uh, well, mainly because both of us struggle from the same thing, which is just always putting ourselves down.
Yeah, like
Which, yeah.
a coworker actually told me, which I don't know why I still remember it. It's like Trace, I could see you as like a hardworking person when you need to be or you want to. Like I can't see myself doing that. Like I can be a hard worker, but I have to be very passionate about it and not depressed.
Hmm.
But I mean, look at me now. I beat 30 games this year, and that's about my only uh only high point in life right now.
But then again, let's thank coronavirus for keeping us inside for most of the time.
You made it seem like the coronavirus is a reason why I stay inside.
No, don't worry. It's a lot of reasons why a lot of people. It's well, it's not an excuse for a lot of people why they already stayed inside.
Right.
But hey, at least it made it a reason to stay inside. Just made it an agreeable reason why to stay inside this time.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Also, I realized that I'm really bad. Well, as of late, I've realized I've been really bad at just wording my words. I stutter a lot. Um, it's always been a thing. I don't know why it's always been a thing. I've always stuttered a lot. Even as a kid, I've always like right now, I've always stuttered, and it's always sucked having to just deal with that since some teachers I remember growing up, they would always think I was lying because I would stutter in the worst of times.
Right.
Like I remember one time, one of her teachers, she got mad because someone stole candy from her,
Mhm.
and it was just fucking candy. It was just something so small. But when she came to me, she asked me, but she was very angry with me. And she was just very angry that day. She was very angry, and so obviously, just me as a kid, I was really terrified. So I started stuttering, just messing up my words, and so uh I remember that I don't know why I remember something so small like that, just being wrongfully accused about something like that. And to segue from that from today, I kind of realized how hard it is to tell the truth when you're a kid, to tell if a kid is lying or not.
Sure.
Since yeah, since well, for me, for me, my reason was just because of my nasty stutter. But uh, today, I guess I wrongfully accused a kid from punching someone. So
What?
I thought, yeah. So okay, so today a kid he was holding his face, and I told him what happened. He's like, "Oh, what's it called? Got punched." And so then out of nowhere came one of another girl who she has a mental disorder. And so in my mind, I went, "Oh, she punched him." And so because for me, it just felt like the logical thing. It was like, "Oh, okay, that's what happened." And so I started talking to her, but the kid, he came up to me and said, "No, no, she didn't punch me." I was like, "What?" He's like, "No, the door punched me." I said, "Door, not her, door." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Uh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Is this a domestic abuse kind of thing? Like, what? What do you mean door?"
It sounds like a
And
fun situation.
yeah, so I remember I was just like, okay, so like explain to me what happened. So he's like, oh, I went to the restroom, and when I got out, I forgot that I left my mask. I was like, why the fuck do you? Well, one is why the fuck do you take off your mask to go to the restroom? But like that's another thing. So he opened the door, but when he opened the door, he opened up too fast, and he was in the way, so he slammed the door on his cheek.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's like, oh okay. And I don't know. After that, I just had a flashback to all the times that I was mad at my teachers for getting mad at me for something I didn't do. I was like, man, am I becoming what I wanted to stop?
I mean,
Because
yeah, I don't know.
because that's my whole thing. That's why I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher too because growing up, I struggled a lot at school. My teacher, I remember my fucking teacher. She was a math teacher, and which okay, so she was a math teacher in my elementary school, and so in my elementary school, my parents put me in the bilingual class.
Okay.
So in the bilingual class, I was like, oh, okay, so I was gonna speak both Spanish and English. No, in the bilingual class, I never got to speak uh English at all.
Really
No, I never got to speak English. I never got to practice my English at all.
fun.
And so you can even tell now like how fucking butchered my English is. And not to mention, when I try to practice my English, I would get in trouble. My teachers completely prevented us from speaking English, and um, and even with reading, I would struggle with reading, obviously, since if I could barely speak English. When it came to Spanish, it was that other culture shock since everything around me is speaking English. So it's like, oh, trying to speak Spanish, and the only Spanish I know is from home. But it's not like I know how to read that much. So I would get in a lot of trouble from reading because I would mess up my words. And I remember my teacher because I saw her. I actually saw her when I was in high school, and that bitch looked exactly the same. She looked like she did not age at all, and I was wondering, fuck, maybe she is a vampire. Like, bitch never aged. She is the devil. She's the incarnate of the devil to me. And I remember she told me, hey, because these two teachers told me the exact same thing, and it fucking hurt. So English teacher, she told me, "How do you expect to be an astronaut?" Because when I was little, I would always like dream about being an astronaut. I would always dress up as like an astronaut. I always came to like, as one time in a Halloween thing, I dressed up as um a flight commander from an astronaut, like the jumpsuit and stuff.
Okay.
um since I live in Houston, like we drove out like an hour or two to where there's this place called Space Center. In that area, they have all the like aerospace stuff, and so we went to go buy a jumpsuit. And so this this lady, she told me, and I was in third grade, and I vividly remember how she did it. She put her hands on the desk and she looked at me straight in the face and said, "How do you expect to be an astronaut if you can barely read?" And I looked at her and I fucking just realized, oh shit, she's right, and I fucking crumbled in front of her.
Jesus. What?
Yeah, she told this to a little kid, and I was like fucking destroyed. And I remember going back home, and I told my mom. And but let me get to the math teacher, because the math teacher, she would get mad at me because I couldn't really understand math problems very well.
Right.
So I couldn't understand very well how to do multiplications. So because I struggled so much, and I would always ask her for help. But what she would do is she would put me in the back of the class, and she would have the smartest kid in that class to help me in the back while everyone else was getting ahead.
Getting what?
Everyone else was getting ahead.
Okay, I heard everyone was getting head, and I was very
Yeah,
confused.
everyone was getting ahead in elementary school. Well, I mean, they're already fucked up with how the teacher was telling me, so probably. But I remember what the the math teacher. She looked at me. And she said, "How do you if you can barely do math, how do you think you can survive in space? They use math in space." And I was like, "Fuck."
Like,
And she completely, yeah. So I was like, "Well, fuck. I guess I can't be an astronaut." And I saw both of them. I saw both of them when I was in high school, and holy shit, they didn't age at all. They,
demons.
yeah, that's why I was like, man, these fucking bitches are demons. They look exactly the same as when I was a kid. And what scared me the most was that they were still working at that school, at that elementary school, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Can't say. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I have any
Yeah,
stories as fun as that.
yeah. So like, growing up, I didn't know this because I was just a kid, but my mom told me that all those kids' parents used to talk shit about me, saying like I was really slow
Okay.
because I struggled in school, and so they would say I was slow. And now all of them, like half of them, are either pregnant or they're not even in school anymore. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, it pisses me off. Like, I'm going after that with like, kind of why I wanted to be a teacher, because like, fuck, dude, some teachers are fucking assholes.
No, I
They're
feel
just
that. Like
Yeah, like some teachers are straight fucking pricks.
so this is something to do with it, but like one of my favorite things I've noticed about myself is I give up on things way too easily.
Hmm.
And before I get into more things like along those lines, I was very close to failing my junior year of math. You
Oh, don't
know,
worry, I cheated all the high school, so you're good.
well, to be fair, there were situations in my life that I was dealing with at the time,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But
and
go ahead.
I needed a B or no, I think it had to be an A. Like I had to ace or at least yeah get an A or I'd fail like third semester of math.
Hmm.
So this was I don't study. This is the first time I did study. I got the test back right. It was a 95 or a 96.
Hmm.
I made the mistake of saying this out loud. Like, wow, I didn't think I was gonna do this well. The teacher had the fucking audacity to look at me like neither did I, Trace.
Jesus Christ.
To be fair, like I was sleeping in class. Like I did not give a shit at that point.
Yeah, but still, like, like
Yeah.
if I feel like if you were like friendly with the teacher, then probably.
No, I mean, I treated everyone with respect, unless you know how I am.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, with with just with adults, like you and I, we can just like basically call each other derogatory terms, but obviously to an adult, since we're kids, we would just give respect.
Like surprisingly, like with everything I've given up, you've even said it. You were surprised I never gave up on my writing thing.
Yeah, that's true. Like, so you would always okay. So I've known you a number of years, and
It was since I
even
was
though, yeah, even
yeah,
though that was the case, you still always wrote about a video game you've always wanted to do.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's went through multiple different revisions as I got better as a writer,
Hmm.
and before I stopped writing after like I lost my creativity, I actually changed the name, and it's a whole new like if you were to compare what the first name was, like the story behind those, and like the
And
new
I still
name and
have the file.
yeah, like if you were to read the new file,
Hmm.
you'd be surprised on what kind of turn it took.
Like, I still have the file of like your first draft of what you wanted to wrote, and that shit was a long time ago.
That
And
was my
now
freshman year of
it's
high
like,
school.
now I don't know how it is, but you wrote out a, well, that was for the first part because you wanted to write a, it was like around 12 games worth of story, and
Yeah, that's another
you
problem I
only sent me
have.
one.
I
You only
get
sent me one. Yeah.
I get real ahead of myself. Do you remember how high fantasy it was?
Hmm.
It's no longer like that. Like the setting of the new story is like five high school friends getting ready to graduate and something bad happens.
One of them is gay.
One of them
Not
has
to say,
one
not
of
to
them
say that being
right.
gay is bad.
Right, no no,
It's
one of
just,
them got stuck in like a house fire and I was in the hospital.
oh shit. Oh, wow, now I feel bad for
Yeah.
saying, oh,
And
gay. Wow, all right, you made me feel like an asshole. All
the
right.
story just gets progressively worse on it went from here, let me say this first. As I told another person, like if you were to read through my stories, like sure, like each story was in like a specific arc of like that storyline, but depending on
That is
which
actually a topic we've had,
what
like a stream topic, like read your stories.
not sure about that one, but
So we could do that.
we
We could
could
fucking try to voice your stories. It'll be a long fucking thing, but we'll see how we do it.
like what was I gonna say? Yeah, so it went depending on which story of mine you read. I went through two arcs during the writing, like the pre-depression and then the post, like during depression, post-depression. Because if you were to read, there's a story. with the subtitle of, I think it's Of Blood and Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like a page and a half or 2 pages, but let's just say like that fucked me up, and like my own writing fucked me up enough where I had a nightmare about it, and I actually went to go seek like counseling the next day for my mental health because like that's just how bad of a place I was in at the time. I mean, yeah, it was. But
I feel bad because what's it called? You're telling me this, and then I just get a message uh from Rai,
right,
who's talking about. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry because I did hear what you were saying, but then I just looked down to uh I want to draw a not safe for work art.
what?
So okay, so Rye Bread is a VTuber. A VTuber is a virtual streamer, and I have her notification, and on it it says, "I want to draw a not safe for work art," and it's like, ah,
I thought about it. If we wanted, I mean, I could put it on my shitpost channel at this point, but if we wanted to, uh, find people who would
because
want to like, so there's,
I have a list. Like this is a list of people. So I have Rye. I have what's it called? Rillit, who she is. What's it called? Basically she's retired. What's it called? From military. Um, I can add one of my mods here. Then we have what's it called? Some your friend Ryan. We can
right.
even add your dad, or fuck it, add my sister
I'm
in
gonna say
this.
my dad's not coming in on this.
You don't want your dad to be on here.
Nope.
Oh, dude, I want to have your sister on here so fucking bad. I want to have your sister so she can talk to it, so we can mention the cringy shit she talked about before
Oh lord.
towards me and Jasmine. So, for context, she, are you comfortable in saying this?
Go ahead.
Yeah, she is your family. That's why.
Go ahead.
So she told Jasmine and I about what's it called to go back to Mexico.
My sister's not the
She
brightest
called us
person.
derogatory terms. So I really want to know, like, what's it called? How she thinks now that it's been, was it 3 or 4 years now since we've last talked about her?
4?
4 years? Jesus Christ! I really want to know how she's doing now. Right now on Discord, VB sent me. Well, he showed me the story of the game he wanted to make like a long time ago. He wrote this since 2015, and around 2016 is when he's been writing. So basically, 5 years. This has been 5 years of writing and brainstorming. Um, like honestly, he could basically write the equivalent of fucking Game of Thrones. About that thick of books on like his idea, and it's it pisses me off because I know you're capable of this. Like you have the capability of doing shit that's pretty good, and it pisses me off that like you're this lazy. And
Sure.
then it reminds me of myself because it reminds me of my parents being pissed off at me because they know like I'm capable of doing some stuff, but I'm too lazy. And like I've told you this before, like you remind me of myself sometimes by how lazy you are sometimes.
Like, here's the thing. I would love to write. It's just, I don't know. There's so many other things I can do. You know, my favorite escapism tactic is just playing video games so I forget about
Yeah.
everything. But I mean, if you look at this, this is 5 years of becoming a
So
better writer. Like,
like honestly, this is 5 years of so much different just content you could have done.
like
And if you were to put the time in to refine this, you could. make a solid story.
Like honestly, I'm not proud of many things in my life.
Yeah.
This is probably the thing I'm the most proud of because this is
Hmm.
again 5 years of work. It went from, I'll just say the titles, fuck it. It went from Tales of Arrow to just being simply called Your Tale because so at first the Tales of Arrow series was supposed to focus a lot on like
Oh, also, his game, the story, and the title he wanted to make was Tales of Arrow. Let me just
right
clarify that. Yeah. So
like
in case and we lost anyone.
it was supposed to just be like fun stories and then it turned into like the characters were like based off emotions.
To let like any audio I, to let any listeners know. I don't know why I'm trying to fucking I couldn't find the word. So to let any listeners know, this got so invested that he got Jasmine and I into this, and he started telling us the story that I took time to make a whole city based on the stuff he would talk about. Well, a whole world actually on Minecraft.
Right.
Like it was really shit, but it was something that we were all very excited about. It
Like
was that to that level of how much we enjoyed the stories.
like if you look at it now, it doesn't focus on emotions as much. Oh, it still does. Like
Hmm.
it focuses a lot more on like dreams, memories, and uh the big thing I wanted to focus on was like what kind of person would you become if you were no longer like bound to the person you were.
Hmm.
So we'll
This
see.
is some psychological shit.
Oh, it's almost like I'm a psychology student at this point.
Oh, I mean, you did. That is something you do now for the better.
Right. So we'll see if I ever finish the story or not.
Mm.
I'm
Just
working on
fuck
it
it. Just
for
make that as an essay. Just make your essay paper on that.
right.
I mean, if you got people like what's his name, Chris Chan making Sonic Chew, then you can do that.
Like the goal was to finish the first, like at least the rough draft this year.
Hmm.
And if you were to look at my file on my laptop, I am actually only 11 pages in
Hmm.
to the 250 I wanted to make. So there's always next year.
It's always next year. Actually, for next year, I really want to work out more next year. I'll be 22, and I want to work out more.
I want to work out. Just the extent of my working out is like going on walks, which I do enjoy,
Mm.
and then the push-ups I fucking do on stream.
But the thing is, it's easy to say it. That's the thing. It's so easy to say, "Oh, I can work. I should work out," but actually doing it fucking sucks.
Agreed.
Yeah, it sucks. But I want to do okay, so I'm probably gonna kill myself, but I mean for the better. But I kind of want to do the is it P90? Is it P90 or is it
You're talking exercise things that I have no idea what they are.
I think it's P90 or Insanity, the one where
I know
you
insanity.
yeah, where you push your body to the point to the limit, and so you're like, "Oh, fuck it. I want to do that for a whole straight month and just do be as healthy as I possibly can for a month to see what happens."
I okay. This probably is like one of the unhealthiest things you can do as a person.
Oh,
But
yeah, my ex-girlfriend's cousin, what she did was just eat crackers and water as a diet.
so
So,
I've
is it that?
lost 5 pounds like the last 2 weeks,
Uh-huh.
and
How?
not eating.
Jesus Christ, that is not good.
Like I wake up at 6 in the morning, like get ready for work,
Yeah.
and from like 7 to 2 or 3, I don't eat for 8 hours. Like I don't take a break at work.
Aren't you required to?
No, but
Do your do your does your manager or like supervisor kind of tell you, hey, you should probably like stop, or do they just not care?
Well, like I work in the kitchen, so I'm under like a different person, kinda.
Yeah.
But no, she's like, Trace, do you want a break? It's like, nah, I'm good. And then it leaves it at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I also just have trouble eating,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll either just forget to
Depression is a
eat.
bitch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Truly is.
From you saying that, just instantly, yeah. Depression is a bitch.
And like I don't mind losing weight. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
nice. I've lost 5 pounds. I'm almost hitting 190 again.
Dude, I want to get jacked. I
I
want to
don't.
get
I just
fucking
want to be.
jacked.
I just don't want a belly
I want
anymore.
I want to look like fucking Captain Sparkles. Be a midget, but also be fucking jacked.
Right.
You know he's short. Like he's 1 inch taller than me actually.
Is he?
Yeah. Let me see height if I remember right. Yeah, he's 5'7". I'm 5'6". He's 1 inch taller than me.
Hmm. All
Yeah.
right. That's interesting.
So yeah, I want to be fucking jacked. I want to be jacked so all the girls who what's it called wouldn't fuck me and or like oh they fucking drop their pants for it. I'll just be like, nah, I'm not shallow like you cunt, and then just walk away.
Okay, this is gonna sound like a humble brag, but it's not. It's more of like a sad thing. But uh
Dude, I just said what's it called about the girls who didn't fuck me. Like that's pretty fucking sad as it is.
like I did not expect to have a girlfriend in like when I moved to Wisconsin. Let alone two. And I also didn't expect to like play patty cake with them in bed.
Listen, you're gonna think I'm being racist, but I'm being true.
Swear to God, if it's about my color of my skin,
Well, kind of, because
it is. Yes,
every single time there's a Black Lives Matter rally, what are the one group that are always there? White girls. You've dated white girls, so I mean, obviously.
sure.
I heard that fucking laugh. I
I
heard
mean,
that fucking
I've had more
laugh.
girlfriends than I thought I was going to have. I've had more sex than I thought I was going to have. I've had more psychological like trauma after breaking up, like them breaking up with me than I thought I would
Mhm.
have. I
I
mean,
just, I just, I just want to date a white girl so I can get my papers.
bro,
You
I
know?
just want to be happy.
Oh fuck!
Like
I can't even joke about it.
no more of
Fuck.
this like sad boy hour shit or this being content with life. Nah, man, I want to be happy for once in my
Like,
fucking life.
dude, let's just go gay. Like, fuck it. Let's just
That's
go
not
gay.
happening.
Dude, I got hit. Have you ever been hit on by gay guys? It's so uncomfortable, but it's so like flattering too, because
Yes,
it's like,
two
oh,
people.
hey,
I used to be
yeah,
friends with one of them.
it's pretty flattering if you think about it. It's pretty flattering that what's it called? You're attractive enough for a dude to be like, oh, I'll hit on you.
Sure, but it's also like,
Kind of like, oh, I'm only attracted towards gay guys,
well,
which is kind
both
of
gay
like,
people that
oh,
have like hit on me have done it in like weird ways. Like there's one dude I went to a party with one of my old friends
mhm.
and his girlfriend at the time. And there's a gay guy that was chasing me shirtless. I thought we were playing tag. We weren't.
You saying this actually reminds me of a fucking story, but keep going.
And then the other one just bought me a lot of games and tried to commission me furry art. At least that's the conclusion my friends and I have come to.
I really want you to like explain that story, but then again, I don't know if said person would be comfortable with you saying sharing.
I mean, to be fair, we are no longer friends.
Yeah, and
To
plus
be
they
fair, this
work.
was in a Discord where like at least 20 people are present.
So yeah, so you saying it like that actually is pretty pretty fair.
Like it's
That
we
they
call it the
didn't
Mickey
really
Mouse
care.
Clubhouse lore. Like there's a lot of shit that's happened in that Discord where we like a lot of shit has happened to this group that probably shouldn't have. Like it's a bit too much. Like like we're the main characters of a fucking show.
So we have what's it called? Oh, Um, this let me explain another thing from the story about those teachers that I didn't mention, and then any other things, and then we will probably end this. Um, I actually in high school, this guy, this guy had no idea he was gay. Um, okay, that was worded really weird, but like, listen, bear with me. There was this dude in high school who if you looked at him and you like talked to him and hung out with him, you're like, oh, he's pretty straight. He's like straight as a pencil. He told this girl, very pretty girl, very nice, very pretty girl. Um, he had cancer, and he told her that he only has a few months to live, and so she felt bad for him. And
Mm.
when he asked her out, she said yes. So this girl who pitied this dude, thinking he had cancer, she started going out with this dude. And then when he quote unquote died, uh on Facebook, my friend, she found him on Facebook engaged with this dude.
uh,
So it was like, what the fuck? It was the most ass backwards conclusion that I've ever fucking witnessed. And I was so surprised to see he was gay, actually. I was genuinely surprised.
right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Can't say I've known someone like that.
No, I never, I never knew. But plus, like, I feel bad for the poor girl because I mean, she's a very lovely girl, and the fact that he told her I had cancer was pretty much a pretty fucked up thing.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Sounds
or
like it.
just anything. It's just anything. Just say you have cancer, but to him to end up being engaged was a big slap in the face for a lot of people. And to go back to what I was talking about, my teachers. I forgot to mention this, but so my teachers, my English and my math teacher, they called my mom after that whole tangent about me not being good in school and not and after they were destroying my dreams. They called my mom and they told her I had anger issues.
Right.
They told her I had anger issues because of how I reacted to them telling me that. And then my mom, as an ultimatum, my mom took me to get counseling. Uh, because one, my mom, she wanted to know. She just wanted to know because what was going on. Because this clearly, and well, for her, she says that if I was acting up at school for one reason, like we were talking about, if we were to act up in school, it's probably because there was a reason. So she wanted to know, oh, this the teachers were basically being assholes to me.
Sweet.
Eh,
Gotta love it.
Yeah, it was great, but yeah, I had to go to anger management because of my fuckhead teachers. Also, if you're listening right now, teacher and those teachers, special teachers, if you ever die, and I like, I don't say I hate someone, but I genuinely do hate you too. And if you ever do pass away, I will go to your funeral and piss in your grave. Cause fuck you.
On that note, thank you for listening. Uh,
To other people, they're like, "Oh shit." No, but like, fuck those two ladies, dude.
you can find me on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube at VivixTales, and my other channel, Dear Backlog. Today I played.
God, that's a mouthful. And for me, you guys
Oh,
can follow me on fuck you. You guys can follow me on Twitch and on Twitter with Sir Rowlet, both the same thing. Remember to rate 5 stars. Let's make this fucking podcast the biggest. Let's just do it just completely. And people will come in and be like, "Oh, this is shit. Let me put 5 stars. Let's just do it." just put whatever. If we get enough of these, we'll start reading out the reviews. We'll do that. That'll be a new thing if we get to do that.
New
And
episodes every Tuesday. Hopefully you don't die on the way there. So,
maybe I don't know.
until next time.
All right, bye.